Hi everyone, I am Aliyah Cherie. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different. Today marks the first day of Domestic Violence Awareness Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Both causes are near and dear to my heart. Domestic violence awareness is especially near and dear to my heart because someone I love and care for very deeply is a survivor, my big sister. I had a chance to sit down with her, told me she was ready to tell her story, so I just provided the platform. If you are a survivor of domestic violence, there are a few points in the conversation that may be triggering. Thank you to my sister again for opening up and sharing her story. She'll also be hosting a special Zumba class in Flint, Michigan. I'm gonna insert the flyer right here with all the details. Mark your calendars and come out and support our survivors of domestic violence while getting a good workout in. To all the survivors out there, whether you survive domestic violence, breast cancer, any other form of cancer, and all other things we survive, I see you, I appreciate you, and I salute you. Take care. Are you ready?
Oh, my stomach is turning. Are you ready? Okay, I'm ready.
Thank you for agreeing to do this. If there's a question that you do not feel comfortable answering,
okay.
Just say that.
Okay.
And then the questions that I do ask, just answer them in whatever way is comfortable. This is your moment. So hopefully that makes you feel a little better. What is your name?
Alonna. I am a flower. Sunflowers are known for bringing joy to people, and that is my favorite flower, and I feel like that is my purpose here on this earth, to bring happiness and joy and a light to people. So that's me, born and raised in Flint. You want my resume? Graduated from the Jackson State University. Graduated from Siena Heights. Licensed professional counselor now. Zumba instructor. Director of Action Foundation. And also a business owner for another business that is up and coming that I cannot share as of now. But be on the lookout, please. I am a domestic violence survivor, and I feel like it's my time to tell my story because nobody knows that I am a survivor. So I think that it's time to close that chapter in my life. So why not do it on a platform where you could just ask me questions and I don't have to have any feedback. You just post and I don't have to look at anything. I just go back under my rock. So
what made it difficult for you to come forward and to want to share initially?
Judgment. We met in 2020. I approached the person, or you could say I put myself out there saying, hey, I see you, do you see me, type of deal. We conversed off and on for maybe 5 or 6 months. And then after that, I believe we came official, I think 2021. February 2021. So during the talking stage, it was very it was not, how can I put this? It was back and forth. Like, we'll talk, stuff will happen, fall off, and then all of a sudden you come back in my life. So it was just like the in and out stuff, up and down. And so then they ended up just saying, okay, let's just make this official 2021. So February 2021, that's when it was like, okay, this is the real deal. We are together. You are my boyfriend. The physical started, like, we got through the first year, because that's when I moved in. I moved in with him 2022, January. So I believe that's when the shift began. We was living together, so I was able to see more and he was able to see more. So it was, of course, the in my face, or we in each other's face, chest bumping. But March is when it was the first incident. At that time, I was gonna turn 28, and that was the height. Like, this was my golden year. So I was thinking, like, this is gonna be the best birthday. Golden year is the date that you were born. So I was born on the 28th of March and I was turning 28. So like, that's the golden year. Like, this is it. And I'm like, man, like, I'm ready. I'm involved with somebody. Like, things are okay, but I thought that was gonna be like the stepping stone of it. But like, from January to March, I gained a lot of weight, to the point that my family was questioning if I was pregnant or not. The weight was from stress. The weight was from depression. The weight was from all the above. Eating like late at night, eating too much. My sleep pattern was not well. I barely was drinking water. I was drinking a lot. And so questions were brought up like, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? But at that time, because I was living with him and I was gaining weight, I was having questions as well. Like, I don't know. Like, so that day, it was like 4 days before my birthday, I was like, I haven't got my period yet. And I know it's gonna come. Like, it's no way that I am pregnant, because I knew I was not. I don't like to tell other people's health business, but men are supposed to do some type of action for a woman to get pregnant. And at that time and at that moment, this person did not do that and wasn't going to do it and has not been doing it since we've been together. But of course, he pushed the issue of, you never know. Like, I'd rather you know now before we go turn up and have a good time, for your birthday. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll take the test. But I'm getting the test, finna take it. I'm just like, but why are we taking this test if you know you're not pregnant? But then it's in the back of your head as a woman, like, maybe I am pregnant. Then half of me, a little part of me is like, I hope I'm not pregnant, because I was not ready. And I was still studying for my NCE, that's the National Counselor exam, and I wanted to pass that. Like, I was trying to be fully licensed that year. So it was just not the right time. It wasn't the right time at all. And at that point, like, yes, I was involved with him, but I still did not know what I really wanted as far as a future with him. So I ended up taking the test, and it was negative, of course. But I think that's when it shifted. The attitude, the emotion part of it. And yeah, it was like upset because I was not pregnant. But me inside, I'm like, I'm happy. I get to celebrate my birthday. But it was more like, it's okay, like, we'll try again next month. But in my head, it's like, what are we trying for? Why are we playing this game? If you know, then why are you telling me? I think you should. You don't have hope. Let's think reality is reality. It's a cause and effect. So he was very upset that I was not pregnant. And so, because I did not show or be there for him at that moment, it was just hours full of just up and down, crying. I'm like, I thought I was supposed to be emotional, but it was just like the crying. And then it's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Then it's like, well, why are you not? Like, why are you not comforting me? I need you. And I was just like, I'm gonna go to bed. Like, I'm tired. Like, I got work the next day. Like, I need time. Like, I'm still on the point. Like, why did I take the pregnancy test? So I remember that day, that night, I was laying on the sofa because I was just like, I need rest. So I'm going to sleep on the couch. And he came in, laid with me, and was like, I'm just so sad. And I thought this was going to be the month that you would be pregnant. I'm like, it's fine. Like, I just need to go to sleep. And that's when he kicked me off the sofa. And after he kicked me off the sofa, I was dragged by my ankles to get out of his apartment. I packed up my stuff and left. But I was, as I'm packing up my stuff, I was just being called names and how I'm not a good person and how I'm not a good girlfriend and it's my fault. It's 4 days before my birthday. I packed up all my stuff and he leaves and I'm like, this is in the middle of the night. Like, it's like 10, not even that. It's later than that. It's like midnight, you know? Midnight. He comes in, I don't want you to leave, just crying at the door. And I'm like, we already had this conversation when I moved in. If you tell me to get out, I am not coming back. I'm not coming back. So I packed up and I dipped, and it was just so embarrassing going home that late at night. I didn't call nobody. That was the first. That was the first situation. I didn't call nobody. I just went to my mom's house, and she was like, I didn't even take all the things out the car. I just left everything in the car because it's like, it's late at night. It's late. It's late. And so she like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's nothing. I didn't want to even tell her. Yeah, he put me out the house. He kicked me out the apartment because I just didn't want nobody to get involved. But yeah, we didn't talk for days. He took everything that we were supposed to be doing for my birthday away, and I had to celebrate my golden year in a whole different way that I wasn't expecting, because I was thinking that my boyfriend had something planned for me. I stayed home for about a couple of days, like celebrating my birthday. I went out with this young lady that used to be my friend, and I was just like, we having a hard time, because she asked me about my relationship. I'm like, we having a hard time. I didn't tell her about what happened. I was just like, we got in a heated argument. But I don't, now that I'm thinking, this is probably the reason why she's not a friend anymore, but it was like no safety. Like, girl, like, I need, like, what's really going on? It was like, y'all gonna be good. Just reach out to him. I know you miss him. This is just basically, I guess, how relationships supposed to go. So I ended up reaching out and was like, hey, I'm back on my way. I'm back coming from, out of town. Like, we need to talk. And so I went to the apartment, and I was nervous because I'm like, I have not seen him since that time. And I come in, he opens the door and he has no facial hair. I'm like, what is going on? And I came in, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? He was like, well, I just started cutting all my hair off. I was missing you. I needed something new to change. I cut The only thing that he did not cut was the top of his head. Everything else was cut. Well, besides his eyebrows. But cut everything. Facial hair, chest hair, legs, and even, private area. And so I don't even really think we even talked. We didn't talk. He just said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Of course, this is not going to happen again." We made up, had sex, and then next thing you know, maybe a couple of days later, I'm back. Like nothing happened. So it was good for April, and a couple of weeks in May. And then that last situation, yeah, I don't even know how it happened, but I feel like it was just a snowball effect with, babe, I just want you to have your me time. Like you've been doing this, you've been doing that, you've been working, and you haven't. Am I able to talk about like sex and stuff like that?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I'm pretty open about that, but I am for masturbation, and people may go into detail and or may say, "Well, I don't believe that." The Bible, but I'm all about self-love, and so because I was involved with him, I didn't have that me time because we did it. I had a consistent person, so he said, "Babe, you ain't had no me time, like I ain't, what's going on?" I'm like, "I've been busy," and of course, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have. So he was like, "Okay, whatever." So that the night before, I was in the mood for myself, and I did it. And I guess I don't even know how to put it. At that time, I used to watch porn. I don't do it anymore due to trainings and my work that I do now. But at that time, I was watching it for pleasure for myself and for the knowledge of my clients that I was seeing, because I didn't want to be ignorant to what they're involved in. At that time, I watched a little bit of part of pornography to get it to be faster. So yeah, I did that while he was sleeping because I did not want to bother him. And to be honest, I didn't want it. I just wanted to be by myself. I was excited the next day. We talk about everything. And so I said, "Babe, guess what I did? You won't believe what I did. You remember you was talking about me having me time? I did." And I'm like, "I had my me time. When?" I'm like, yesterday. "What? You did that and you didn't wake me up? Like, how could you? That's selfish." And I'm like, "But you said that I should be doing this on a day, not a day basis, but my time." That just set everything off, and it just snowballed. "You're selfish. You're cheating on me. You're gay. You're a lesbian. I can't believe that you will watch that type of porn." I could watch whatever porn I want to watch at that time, and I'm thinking like, I could watch whatever porn. I know who I am as a person, and I stated that, and I was like, that doesn't mean that I am gay or a lesbian. And so he just was so adamant, like, "If you want to be with a woman so bad, you can go ahead and be with a woman, because I'm done with you." And so I'm at work, and I'm like, "Really? Like, this is on the phone. Really? This is it? Yeah, I'm done with you. And you know what? I don't even want to be with you no more, because you're not being honest with me, and I don't satisfy you anymore." I'm at work, so it's just like, I don't have time for the arguing. Like, I don't have time for it. So that night, He was just being so weird. He was being very weird, and I was fearful for my life. Being mean, not talking to me because I did that. Oh, I'm not having sex with you. That's fine. I'm finna go to bed. Then that next morning, I was getting up for work, and he finally got into bed, and we had sex that morning. So I raised up and was like, what is this? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. You said we're not together. Like, what's going on? And he couldn't really answer. So then I said, okay, so I'm getting prepared to go to my nephew's birthday party in June. Like, this is during Father's Day. Like, what do you want to do? This could be a great getaway. No, I don't want to do that. I want to go fishing. But I guess you can go. In my head, of course I'm gonna go. I said, are we good? Like, where are we at? Because I'm finna go to work and I need to know. And we're okay. We okay. I'm like, okay. So I'm getting prepared. I'm running errands before work, and he just keeps calling, and he's like, I just decided that I don't want us to be together no more. And I'm like, okay, because I can't, I'm talking to my family, and they saying, how could you do that to me? You're cheating. You're a cheater. And you're not heterosexual, you're not a full heterosexual woman. So I'm trying to state my case, and we just going back and forth, like, and I'm thinking I'm eating a sandwich that I don't even want or like, because we're on this quote unquote diet that you said we should be doing. And it's just like, this is bull. Like, I'm at that point, right? So I remember seeing my first client, and at that time, because I wanted my clients to be, I wanted to focus on my client. I put my phone on do not disturb. This is when I first started to practice counseling. And for some reason, my phone just kept buzzing. Now this young lady was not, I mean, she wasn't in a crisis, but she was telling me something very important. Phone blowing up. And she looks like, do you need to take that? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't know whose call is keep going through because it's on do not disturb, but let me check. It's him. I said, I am in session. I don't care. I'm done with you. Like, you need to get your stuff out of my apartment. Dude, I am in session. You don't got no, like, just screaming at the top of his lungs. F you, call me out my name, hangs up. And I'm like, off. It's shifted because it's like I'm in front of my client having this conversation. Like, this is not the time or the place. And I kept saying that. This is not the time or the place. So got out of that. I called him back like, what is going on? Like, I'm at work. No, like, you're not focused, and you just dumb stuff. I don't even remember. It was just stuff coming out. And I'm trying to be the calm person, like, why are you yelling? What are you so upset about? And I'm trying to get to the point. Are you upset about the masturbation? Or are you quote unquote type of porn I was watching? What is it? So we can get down to the bottom of this. Could not tell me. So I'm heading to the apartment, and the whole day he was just telling me what he was going to do. I'm gonna kick you out, and I'm gonna put your stuff on the curb. You need to come get your stuff, and I'm gonna go out with my people, and I'm gonna bring a girl to the apartment, and you're gonna watch her. You're gonna watch me have sex with her. I'm not doing that. I'm finna go. If you want me to go, I'm going to go, but please do not touch my stuff. I will leave peacefully. No, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see me have sex with her. Okay. So I called the quote unquote friend that told me I should rock this out with this guy. And she like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, he shouldn't be treating you like this. Like, are you okay? What do you need? And I'm just in the car like crying and I'm crying and scared because I'm like, I don't even really know what to expect when I go into this apartment. Like, I don't want to have this argument. I don't really want to be arguing about whatever we arguing about. So I get to the apartment and he's not there. And so I said, okay, I can do this. Get your stuff. Just get it, just start lining it up and get out. And he calls me that last time. Where are you at? You packing up your, you packing up your stuff, your sugar honey iced tea? I said, yeah, like I'm packing it up. Well, I'm on my way. But he's slurring. So it's like, okay, so you've been drinking. What? And I'm like, what's going on? Like, how can you go from this to this? Why are you drinking? Like, what is going on? I'm confused. You got his people in the back. They laughing at the situation. Oh, she ain't real. She not real. Yeah, she been lying to you this whole time. F her type of deal. And I'm like, why did you tell them that? Because I was self-conscious about that, because I was just like, oh my gosh, like I made a huge mistake. Like I should this is me in 2022. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just woke him up. I should have just woke him up and had sex with him. And no, I shouldn't have watched that type of porn. And I'm not, like, I'm just basically trying to tell myself, you should have did this, and if you did this, we wouldn't be in this position. I was born like, dang, why would you do that? Because like, you have shared some vulnerable stuff with me. Why would you do that? You just get your stuff out my apartment before I get there, because if I get there and your stuff ain't gone, I'm throwing your stuff out. I'm throwing your stuff out. He gets there, and so I call. I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, I don't know who to call. Who gonna help me with my stuff? So I ended up calling somebody, and I said, hey, like, I'm sorry to get you involved, but I just need you to come like right now. I just need you just to get my stuff and help me with my stuff. Okay, I'm on my way. Okay, cool. So I said, by that time I get my stuff, I'm able to just put the stuff, half their car in my car, and I'm gone. They never showed. He comes in, and I remember I'm looking in the closet, I'm getting all my stuff, and I just was praying like, Lord, give me strength. I don't really want to argue. I don't want to fight. Like, I just really want to get my stuff. That was my main thing, to just get my stuff. So he comes in, and I know he was just out of it. I could tell in his eyes that he was not there. He couldn't even look me in the eyes. And I just said calmly, like, I'm getting my stuff right now. You don't have to worry about it. He didn't say nothing. He kicked the stuff that I had stacked. And I just looked, I said, really? Really? And I had this nice stand that I got, and I put like my candles, my favorite stands, like I put stuff there. And he was like, I'm finna start taking your stuff and throwing it, because you're not even moving fast enough. So finally, when he grabbed the stand and threw it down and broke all my stuff, I lost it. And I hemmed him up. And that's when we got to tussling and fighting. As far as like the traumatics, like this is trauma that I'm speaking on. So some of the stuff I don't remember, but some of the stuff I do. But it was more like very fast, but also slow motion. I'm kind of out of my body, and I'm like, I'm really fighting this dude. But I'm like, you gotta fight, or you gotta stay on your feet. So we were fighting, and I was thrown, and I didn't even know that I hit my head, but stuff was being broke, and I remember I did slip, and I was on the ground, and I looked up, and he was standing up, and he
Your time.
he like pulled his fist back, like way back, and I'm like, I just don't punch me, like, and he just started punching me. That you really had me on the ground like that, and you pulled back with your fist, like you really want to hurt me. You don't care. And I'm like I'm blocking him, and I'm literally screaming for help, like, help me, please. But I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I was still in the apartment, and he's dragging me from my hair. At that time, I had some like a bob that were braids, and he was pulling my hair, and I'm just kicking and screaming and trying to get safe. And I finally did, and I ran to get my phone, and I'm dialing 911. I'm in like the hallway, and he's just standing there, and they said 911, like, is this an emergency? And I said, yeah. Now, can you tell me what's going on? Where you at? I'm like, my boyfriend he's hitting me, and I need somebody to come right now. I'm saying this, I'm really just trying to get my stuff. Like, I don't want no problems, because you know how it is with DV situations. People think that, the operator, the first responders, they just like, well, this happened, whatever. They gonna go back again. But I really needed their help. So she said, okay, what's his name? And I stated his name, and she said, okay, describe him. But as this time is coming, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm not safe. I need to get to safety. Dang, I left my weapon in the room. It's in my work bag. He finna get the gun. So as I'm stating the name, he starts to like storm at me, and I'm like, he finna pull this gun out and he finna shoot me. So I'm like running. I'm like, y'all need to hurry up. Like, I'm not safe. And I'm like, he's chasing me, and I'm running, trying to get to safety, get out the door, and we have steps right there, and I fell down a flight of stairs, trying to get to safety. Literally screaming, and I'm thinking like, somebody is gonna come out the apartment and be like, what do you need? I'm here for you. And I just fell down a flight of stairs, and then, stumbling down the other one, like, can y'all help me? And the lady's like, I can hear her now, like, ma'am, you have to calm down. But how can I calm down if I don't know what he's gonna do? So I'm on the phone, and I'm running, saying, somebody help me. And I see this lady outside standing there, and I'm like, I can maybe run her, she can run to me. No. I'm just standing there like taking a breath, and I'm just like, it's really just me. And into everybody in the complex that is going on. Kids is running out, they're playing, and it's like, y'all see this woman barefooted, so alone. The police came, and there was 3 that came, and they came very fast. They came speeding up there, and even their looks on their face, I don't even think they believed that I came out of that like that. So they didn't, like, they saw not a ghost, but that they didn't see me. They said, "Man, what is going on?" And I said, "I'm just ready to go home. I just want my stuff." "Ma'am, you're bleeding, and we trying to figure out where the blood is coming from." I didn't even know I was bleeding. "Ma'am, where's your shoes?" I said, I had to get to safety. Like, I just want to get my stuff. So when you hit him, when you hem him up, did you have a open or closed? What does that matter? This dude has beat me. I done fell down a flight of stairs. My body hurts. Y'all need to get him. I told him the questions that y'all are asking me doesn't have anything to do with why I'm here. So he comes out and he's limping. Oh man, I don't know if she did this to me. Look what she did to me. Look. And they just said, "Get on the ground." What I need to get on the ground for? I didn't do that. She hurt me. Look at this. Look at this scar. And they looking at it. They're like, "We don't see nothing. Did you see her?" So he wasn't listening. And I think they knew that he was intoxicated, and they handcuffed him, and he just doing this the whole time. And then another police officer, he came in and got my report, and I just felt so silly because he said, he just was like, "What happened?" And it was just the embarrassing look, like, he is upset with me because I masturbated the other day. The police officer looked, and I remember him having a band on. I said, I hope you let your wife be who she is. And I said, "Isn't that silly?" He's upset with me because of that. So he was just asking questions. He was like, "I have to take pictures of you, and we'll go from there." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I just do need to go in the room to see where it's at, the damage." And he looked and was like, "Oh, y'all have a child? Is there a child in here?" And I said, "No, that's his daughter's room and she's not here." And I said, "I believe that she was supposed to come this weekend." And he said, "Thank God she did it." And I said, "Yeah." So he looked, and it was just like looking at it's just the damage. So I'm like, I don't even know what to grab. And he said, "Well, get as much as you can. Do you have a place to go?" And I said, "I do." And he said, "Just get as much as you can. And then the next day or the whole weekend, just get the rest of the stuff." He said, "Because it's late." And I said, "Okay." And so I'm getting my stuff, and I run out, and I'm like, "My gun." He said, what do you mean? I said, it's gone. Like, I don't know where it's at. He said, well, check around, like check for it. I'm like, no, it was in my work bag. It's not in my work bag. He said, okay, well, get all your stuff, and if it's not there, like, let us know. And he said, well, he couldn't, pat it on him. He said, because they handcuffed him and everything, and they basically, patted him down. So he's like, it has to be in this apartment. And I said, okay. I got most of the stuff, but it was hard driving back. It was hard driving here because that day I got here, and mom, she was excited because she was like, because I texted her way before the situation, was like, I'll be over to grab the dessert and come back. So she comes in, hey, what's going on? What's going on, girl? Let me get the dessert. And I just sat there. She like, what's going on? What's wrong? And she flips that light on. And I just sat there, and I was like, we got in a big fight. And I'm like, I had to call the police. She looking at my face. Oh no. And I'm like, I am so sorry, Mom. It should never got to this point. And so she grabbed something frozen, because I had a big knot on my forehead. I had a big knot, and like I had something on my ear. It was a big scratch on my ear, bruises. And so she iced my forehead, and I was like, what happened? And I just said, we just got to fighting. And I was telling her, like, I called so-and-so. She was like, did they come? And I'm like, no. And she was like, no, like, you should have called me. You should have called me. And I'm like, I could not call you. I barely wanted to call the other person. Maybe 30 minutes later, the person called and said, hey, I'm here. Where you at? I said, I'm gone. You good? No. What happened? I had to fight for him. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be all right. No. So Mom said, where is he at? I said, he's locked up for the weekend. And she said, okay, so you got your stuff? I said, not all of it. I said, the police just told me to go get it in the morning. She said, okay, well, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help. And I said, okay. That night, I could not sleep. I'm tossing and turning. Nobody knew what happened. I literally put my phone on D&D. And I sat in the bed just crying. I didn't even wake up. I was already up. 5, 6 in the morning. And I know Mom felt that too. So she said, you ready? And I said, yeah. So we got the rest of the stuff. And I didn't look back after that. I did search that apartment up and down. I flipped it, trying to figure out where was my gun. And I remember after I got everything packed away and I got here, Mom was just saying, like, just rest. So took a shower, phone is still on D&D, and I remember finally getting some rest. And I remember my loved ones, you, Corey, calling me. And it just hurt me just to see y'all face of like, what? He did what? And I felt so weak. I felt weak. I felt like I just couldn't help myself.
But you did.
I did. Number one, church helped me. Nobody really knows what was going on, but I remember me getting back into and back involved at that time. And I remember I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed. I was sore. I didn't want nobody to see me because I knew if somebody saw me, they would know like something is going on. And you know, when people give you that look and say, "Are you okay?" You knew that waterworks was gonna come. And I remember just getting up and I'm just like, I don't know what to wear to church. I need to cover up all my bruises. Hopefully my hair could cover up the mark on my face. And I remember getting out the shower and I just couldn't even look myself in the mirror. And I was crying. I just cried out loud, and Mom was asking. She said, what is going on? Like, are you okay? And I said, I just can't do this. I don't even feel like myself. I can't even look myself in the mirror. Just is so much pain right now. And she gave me a big hug and she was like, take your time, but you gotta keep moving. She said, I know that church is finna start. She said, take as much time. She said, but you gotta keep moving. And so she said, what do you need help with? Do you need help with me putting on your clothes? And I'm like, no, I think I should be okay. But I remember walking in the sanctuary and I told myself, I said, if I have my head down, nobody would know. Nobody would see me. But one church member did. And she didn't ask no questions. She just gave me a hug and was like, praise God. Everything is gonna be okay. And I'm so glad that you're here. And I just couldn't stop crying. I thank God every day for her. Cause she didn't know. Miss Tanita saw me that day. And she just, cause I felt I'm like, she's gonna ask me questions. Cause she usually do. Hey girl, what you doing? What's going on? No, she didn't. She just gave me a hug. And I appreciate that. Cause that's who God wanted me to get that comfort from. And that service, I mean, it was, I remember, the more I praised, the more I worshiped, I became stronger. So after that, I just continued to go. My family, the ones that know, which is Mom and you, my friends, they have been helpful. Cause y'all were so patient with me. And I really do appreciate you all for that. In my village, I thought I didn't, but I did. I did. If I could speak to this person today, I would say thank you and that I forgive you and that it's okay that you had other things that you were battling with that you could not tell me because I was your girlfriend. Yeah, have mercy on you. That's about it. I wouldn't cuss or anything. That I'm out of that place. Like I don't really. I don't even think I would have the questions of was it really the masturbation or anything. I really think that was just an excuse and a cover up, because it was like, no, you was really pissed about something that you couldn't talk about or you couldn't tell me, or that was just your episode.
To the men and women who may be watching this video, who are currently in an abusive relationship, what would you say to them? Do you have any words for any women and men, because men experience domestic violence as well, unfortunately? If they're watching this video, what words do you have for them?
That it's okay to start over, and you need the assistance and the resources, go look for them, because there's so many that's out there. It's a lot of people, a lot of organizations actually that want to help, and you deserve way better. So much. You deserve a lot, and what you're getting right now is not what you are supposed to be getting. Broken crayons can still color. So whatever your background is, or you feel like, oh, because of my generational habit, I'm supposed to be in a relationship like this. No, it's not true. Everybody deserves kindness. Everybody deserves love, patience, self-control. You deserve it. People may have so many questions when this is aired. I don't know if I have answers for them, but I know that it was my time to share this, because nobody knows, but y'all do know. And I know that it had to be me to step up to the plate to share, because who else was going to do it? And I remember this year, some stuff was going on, because the person that I was dealing with is no longer here. This person has gone on. They passed away. And so I was driving and I'm crying in the car, and I was like, Lord, I can't turn to nobody but you. I can't turn to nobody but you. But I know that when you get me out of this, I do have to talk. Because who else is going to speak on this? Because this is my life. This is my life. I can't turn to nobody and be like, hey girl, I'm feeling this way. Somebody would be like, you know what, I'm feeling the same way. No, I couldn't do that. So I just said, Lord, I know that you put me right here to talk about this. So I pray that this touch somebody. This is so hard, because I'm vulnerable. I'm very open, but this is the only thing that I just can't talk about. I can give you the general, like, oh yeah, I was in a toxic relationship, or it was abusive, but I never went into detail until now. So yes, I am okay. I will be okay. I have resources. I have a therapist. I have family. I have friends, and the Lord. I have him. That is my dog. Like, yeah. And so I know that I have him, and I know that this is the end. This is the chapter of we're closing this chapter. This is it. I can move on. I'm Alonna Tipton, and I am a survivor.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much for doing this, Sissy.
You're welcome.
All right, blow him a kiss.